So, this video is not quite what I planned it to be. I was planning on just showing you some footage of me cleaning up the floor pan and finding rust holes and fixing those rust holes, but, well, then I got bored of that and started to find myself another task. Quite a lot of other tasks, it turns out. But see for yourself, this project just kind of changed its trajectory, and more importantly, why.
Next step would be to remove these front floor mats. Main issue with these being that they are, first of all, like clamped underneath the lower structure of the center console here. I'm pretty sure that that's not really removable unless you unbolt all this stuff and shit. And honestly, I don't feel like it. The front up there. No, there's no way you can see it. Sorry. The front up there. You're just gonna have to believe me, I guess. That's first of all like behind the dashboard, and then it's put like fastened on 2 or 3 places per side, as far as I'm aware. And there's not an easy way to get to these fasteners. So the idea would probably be to just gently, with a very moderate amount of violence, to actually wiggle them loose or just tear them out. It will be fine because when we reinstall it, this stuff will be below the carpet and will fall into the place where it now lies because it's got the shape already. So I think we're not gonna have an issue with reinstalling these, even though we rip or at least maybe cut some of the seams there. So I put myself a little blade. Let's start to try to remove this one here. So, there you fucking go. Whew. Well, that's a start. You see, that's what I meant when I said it's probably not gonna go non-destructively. Oh, you see that? You see this one? You see, that's the reason we go to the length of actually stripping this stuff. You see how that flexes? That's metal. That's shit. And I think I'm through the floor already. That is what hidden rust looks like. So I think that's about as far as we can remove this stuff. Okay, as you can see, there is a considerable amount of rust. Alright, very bad rust. Oh yeah, see that? It's just going straight through the fucking floor. So, we add our rust hole tally up to 3 at this point. Let's first remove the mat on the other side before we start packing into the deadening material too much. Since we've established that they don't want to move, we're gonna do the same here as we did on the other side and try to actually cut this out. There you go. Yes. So, definitely not the OEM intended way to do this. So, this is the other side. So So the rest of this is gonna be pretty straightforward. We've got the hot air gun here, and we're gonna use that to soften the material that's on here, and then start scraping it off with the. Let's call it a scraper. It's a knife, but it'll work fine. So as you can see, that's the first footwell basically cleared out. That went actually easier than I thought. The stuff comes loose pretty nicely with a heat gun, although it is still like an awkward position to work in. As you can see, no major surprises here. This is the hole we found beforehand. We have a little bit of a rust spot here, I think. Scratch it for a second. Ah, no, that's just residue. You can see these drain holes. They're from the factory. When they build the floor pans of these things, or when they build the entire chassis, they usually don't paint it by hand. They just dip it into a very big vat of base coat, basically, and so that you don't have a puddle of base coat like this thick in the bottom of your car. They have drain holes, and afterwards they plug them with these little round rubber plasticky plugs, and basically to seal it from the inside, and then I put everything else in. And as you can see, some of them were under the dampening stuff, so they put the dampening stuff in after that, and then only after that the car gets its final color, basically. As you can see, where the dampening mat has been, there's just the white base coat, and only in between there you have the overspray of the body color, actually. Yeah, so rust spells like these, we wouldn't have found that one without really removing the base coat. There's another like little spot, another little spot down here, as you can see. We wouldn't have found these ones if we hadn't removed the bitumen stuff, and that's why we do this, because stuff like this, I mean, also the rings around the drain plugs and stuff, this is still minor, considerably less than it could be, basically. It is a 28-year-old car after all. The issue being, this is also like, this has progressed for a while, I'm pretty sure. There's probably also like sheets of metal under this. We have to take a look at it from the outside also. But this has basically progressed over the past few years. And if you don't clean these up, and if you don't put something on there that stops the corrosion and seal them back up, you're gonna have a missing floor pan in a few years.
So why did you pull the dashboard, you might ask? Honestly, I'm not entirely sure myself. I probably just got bored of scraping bitumen off the floor. Well, the issue was I had it out then, and then I was sitting there and thinking, why did you do that? And that question just turned out much more interesting than it should have. You see, if the car is already apart, why not just do it properly? And fighting the rust properly means I have to look at everything. The inside, the outside, and much more importantly, underneath. Since the rear axle and the tank have to come out to look at the underbody anyways, we might as well just go all the way and clean everything out, have a good look at all the seams and all the welds, and make sure that this chassis is 100% structurally intact before we even start modifying anything. So, the new plan basically includes a full interior teardown. We'll get everything out, but leave the engine bay untouched for now, because that's the can of worms I'm not wanting to open if I can help it, at the moment at least. We'll clean the chassis properly, inside, outside, underneath, look for rust spots, repair any damage we find, and actually get this chassis to be as good as new before we start modifying it for track use. That then also gives us a slightly different opportunity. Since we have everything out already, we might as well go for the full track tool build straight away without first making this an OEM plus street car basically. Full track tool for me means a roll cage, bucket seats, harnesses, and all the things that of course are necessary and complementary to this kind of setup. Most importantly though, this still all has to be road legal and has to be able to be registered and pass a safety inspection to get this car driving on the road. After all, I don't want a full track car that I can't drive anywhere yet. That might be in the future, but it's definitely not the goal we need for at least the first 1.5 steps of the plan we made. Now that in itself is posing a lot of challenges. A certified roll cage with road approval is first of all not quite as easy to get, and second of all also expensive, not only to build and to put in, but also to get approved and registered for road use. There's also not a lot of precedent for this in this kind of Saab, mainly because these things don't get taken racing a lot nowadays. So that makes the hunt for a proper roll cage and proper interior equipment that little bit more hard. This of course shifts the timeline quite significantly before we get this car actually driving on the road, but the result we get when we actually are able to take this car on the road and on the track will be much better. Good news as well, while this car is taken apart completely, everything will be done properly. There will be no shortcuts, no I'll fix that later. It's just something that you do while you have access to it, and when it goes back together, then we know it's a sound basis and it will go back together as a proper race car the next time we will see it in one piece basically. It's just probably gonna take a while. So if you want to go down to the comments and tell me that I'm an idiot, and maybe also tell me where I can find a proper inspector that actually is willing to put up with all the stuff I come up with. So yeah, see you next time when the teardown of this car will probably continue. Well, as it also turns out, the bitumen is still in here, at least 80% of it. So we'll get to that.